Hi everyone, and welcome to another video here on Bedwell's Kitchen. And in this video I'll be visiting the seaside towns of Hemsby and Happisburgh on the North Norfolk coast. Now these two towns have been subject to some severe coastal erosion over the years, and it's obviously had an impact on the coastline there, and some places have been literally falling into the sea as a result. Let's hit the road. We have made it to Hemsby. Drive took about an hour and a half from Ipswich. Very nice day up here, sun shining. So let's go have a walk and let's see what we can see. Yeah, so we're here in Hemsby, my first time visiting, and yeah, first impressions, it's a nice town. We're coming down towards the seafront where the coastal erosion has been going on, so we're going to have a little look at that and see what's happening there. But there's lots to do here, there's lots of attractions. It's the school holidays, so it's quite busy in the town. There's lots of people around, sort of in the shops and the arcades and the cafes. Yeah, so it's quite a bustling little destination on the North Norfolk coast. So if you like to go by the sea, then certainly Hemsby could be a good place for you. We'll show you some more of the town a bit later, but we're heading down towards the seafront now. Yeah, busy on the beach today, not surprising. We're going to have a little walk down this way, see what we can see. So we've just come to this part of the beach, and up there you can see there's a fence stopping people coming down. That's clearly where some erosions happened. You can see where the road sort of dropped off over the way here. Try and get a bit closer if we can, so you can't come on the rocks, but you can see that, I think, over there, roughly there. So these rocks here, yeah, it's yeah, to see it, obviously I've seen videos on YouTube before, but to see it, see it yourself, it's quite eye-opening, really. It's a lovely view of the beach here, of the sea. Yeah. Mostly sandy beach. Obviously a few stones kicking around. It's nice and quiet this way. So this is the beach at Hemsby in North Norfolk, where there's been some coastal erosion over the last however many years. Yeah, it's taken a bit of an effect on the coastline of Hemsby and Scrapby's just along the way. Yeah, just bit by bit, over time, as the sea comes up, it literally washes it away. So eventually the ground goes, and everything else on top of the ground goes with it. As you can see, you can see where there was once a path of some kind, or maybe even a roadway, and yeah, underneath it's completely gone. So it's safe to say I very much doubt anyone can go on there now, and at some point that will just collapse and end up in there, possibly. Now you can see the supports underneath the road, I suppose. The pipe work that was once there. means you can't really get on it now. And even more so down here, where the path has actually broken down. And it is just here. Just here. Paths crumbled down. It'll just be a matter of time before the rest of it goes the same way. There you go, here's part of the pathway that looks like it's come down from there. And fallen. So all the grass is growing on the side as well. We could be anywhere. This is Norfolk, the North Norfolk coast. More blocks here. Sea defences perhaps. They look like big Lego blocks. But these would be put here to protect the cliffside there. So yeah, so they are putting measures in place to try and control the damage that's occurring. As I say, not by anyone, but from the sea itself. And I guess it'll be a matter of time before there's blocks, these grey blocks, all the way along the coastline to protect it. I don't know too much about these things, but obviously the sea walls and sea defences in most coastal towns. Jaywick just had the new sea wall built. I believe that's now opened. In the previous video they were constructing it, but I believe that's now complete. So they needed those because that was in an area that was at risk of flooding, if nothing else. But here the defence is for a different purpose. Obviously the town's up there, up on the hill, so it needs to have these blocks here to stop effectively the rug being taken out from underneath their feet, which is kind of what is happening, as you can see with the damage that's been occurring up here. I've just seen a property at the top there with probably the best view in all of Hemsby. Now a bit further up the way here, there is what looks like another kind of a sea defence, sea wall. So let's go and explore. No walking on near the rock gabions. Gabions? Rocks in cages. It's not a term I'm familiar with. But look at this here. Wow. So you might be able to hear me, but over there was the house we saw that's right on the edge, and you can see it's raised up on some stilts effectively, which I guess is giving it some grounding. It looks fairly recently painted up. Nice blue, so yeah, maybe things are going on there. And you can see further up the hill there, a place has been sold. The yellow property, which is kind of here, that has been sold. So people are buying properties in Hemsby. So yeah, so that was the beach at Hemsby. As far as views of the erosion from the top go, I can only really go as far as here. You see the pathway goes over to the edge, and that's it. So there we go, that was the erosion at Hemsby. Interesting times ahead for the town. There's some signs of sea defences being put in place at the foot of the cliffs, as we saw, the big Lego blocks. So that's interesting. Yeah, see what the future holds. And we're going to have a little wander through the town, and then we're going to jump back in the car and go up the road to Happisburgh. Okay, back in the car now, and what a nice place Hemsby is. Really like that. What a nice walk around there. Lots of things to do for the family. So yeah, if you want a place to go for a day out, then certainly I would recommend it. Lots of things to do. There's amusement arcades, there's go-karts, there's adventure golf, there's places to eat, places to drink, and then there's the beach, which is, well, frankly, it's stunning. It just goes on forever. Very, very sandy. Yeah, there's got some stones there as well. And also we went and checked out the coastal erosion as best we could along the coastline, where things have fallen away over the years. And yeah, we've seen some of that. So that's what we set out to do here on this video. So we're now back in the car, as I say, and we're going to go up the road now to Happisburgh, another town that's been affected by erosion over the years. So we're going to go and see how things are there, and see if we can have a look at the lighthouse too. Okay, so I've just arrived in Happisburgh in North Norfolk, about half an hour up the coast road from Hemsby, where we just were. Now, Happisburgh is another place that's known for coastal erosion over the years, and it's evident as soon as you come to this community car park that I've just parked in. There's barriers up, road closed for obvious reasons because the road stops there. So if you turn right into the car park here, and it's perfectly fine here. Now driving into Happisburgh, saw the Happisburgh Lighthouse, big imposing red and white lighthouse. It's just in front of me here, but you'll see more of that as the video goes on. And yeah, we're going to try and get down to the beach and see what we can see down there. But yeah, it's a rather nice, charming little village is Happisburgh. So let's have a wander and see what we can see while we're here. So Happisburgh Beach, again another new place. I mean, not been here before, but I've heard about it online with the erosion and cliffs falling away over the last sort of however many years or so. Let's have a wander, see what we can see in terms of any signs of anything that's been happening, and yeah, it's meant to be a very interesting place, so let's see what we can see. So it's quite windy down by the sea in Happisburgh this afternoon, but you can really see where things have once existed when it was land years ago, and it's all just falling away, and what's left is just these posts standing out in the sea like something out of Planet of the Apes. It's quite eerie when you think about it, when you think once upon a time this was land and there's the cliffs there, and it's gone from there this far, and what's left is a sandy beach with stones obviously, and there's a remains of a structure a bit further up here, which we'll come to in a moment. Now again, I've never been to Happisburgh before, I don't know too much about the area and the history, but from a natural geographic point of view, just to see how things have changed over the time, over the years. You know, all this land has gone, and this happens all over the world. You know, erosion, it's one of those things that just happens and will continue to happen. And you know, there's rocks up here now which are providing some kind of defence, as they're putting up in Hemsby too. And I did read that maybe there's not so much of a risk of erosion here anymore. I think they've put a stop to it as best they can. But some areas will still fail, they will still get worn away by the sea, because that's the way things are. You know, some things you can't stop. As it is, I've chosen a really bad spot to stand in, so I'm going to move and come to you from over there, because the water's going to get my feet. So you can see here, it's quite dry. If we get a bit of a closer look at the cliffs, it's really interesting where things have come away. Does someone maybe carve a little bench in the side there to sit on one day? What was up here, you can only imagine. But the sand of the sand coloured stone, sandstone if you will, of the cliff face probably is what also has aided in its collapse over the years. We can see here, it's like a little Martian landscape. You know, you kind of think they might have filmed Star Trek here or something. If you're liking this video, do please press the like button and the subscribe button, and share it, why not, because that would be great, thank you. Let's go further down and we'll have a look at this structure at the end. Now the sand here is very dry, very dry. Got alcove, water dripping from somewhere, from the rock pool no doubt. But yes, this is very interesting. A very interesting place. So if you like exploring, I recommend it. And I parked in the community car park as well, £1.50 an hour, just at the top of the cliff. And you can just walk straight down onto the beach. So yeah, pretty accessible all round. So that's good. So here we go. Now these timber beams are in a line, so we could try and guess, maybe, is it some kind of defence that was put up a while ago that is now gone, possibly. Again, if you know the area, please put a comment below, and I'll be interested to find out. The formations here in the cliff face. really is fascinating. It just goes on and on all the way down, all the way along. So here, so this may have been a hut perhaps. Very interesting. Okay, so I just spoke to a nice gentleman, and he's informed me that these pillars used to be the steel breakwater to try and protect the cliffs from the sea. And he said the land used to come pretty much to where this line of stones is. So you can see how much of the cliff's gone, and the breakwater just didn't survive. It just didn't survive, simple as that. Yeah, there's bits of steel sticking out the water. It's very post-apocalyptic, it really is. Yeah, it's fascinating. There's some brickwork over there. I'll go and show that in a moment. Just in the ground. And he was telling me that last year some houses actually went demolished, well, collapsed, demolished, a bit of both. Yeah, because obviously the erosion got too bad, and actually he was saying that Happisburgh is the worst place for erosion on the Norfolk coastline. So if erosion's your thing, I'm looking at this. Then do come and explore. Absolutely, 100%. It's fascinating. It really is. Really pleased I came now. Right, let's go down to this little bit here. And then we'll turn back. And we'll go back that way. And make our way up to Happisburgh Lighthouse. Looking forward to that. I think this structure behind me was a pier or a jetty of some kind at some point. Obviously it's not usable now, and who knows where it ended up. Obviously this was the breakwater here just in front of me, and then the land came up to not far short of here. So there may have been probably a jetty perhaps for boats to come in and out of Happisburgh. Again, if you know the history, do leave a comment in the section below. I'd be really interested to find out. I think there's lots about this place, lots of history to be told and discovered. I know a lot of it has been done already, but I think we'll do some digging, as it were. I'll try and find out exactly what that went to, what it was for. No, stories to be told, definitely. Okay, so that's the end of this wander down this part of Happisburgh Beach. I speak up over the wind, so apologies if you can't really hear me that well. I'm going to go back down this way. There's some brickwork which looks like it's come from a building, which obviously is no longer here. So we'll explore that. Then we'll go back down, back up to where the car park is, and then we'll walk around and we'll find Happisburgh Lighthouse. Okay, so making our way back up the beach now, and we'll have a look at these brickwork structures, and they look to me like they may have been chimney stacks. Now I'll have a look at them from this angle. See what you think. Again, if you know anything about Happisburgh, do you know where these may have come from? Yeah. Presumably from a building up here somewhere. which is no longer here. Yeah, this looks like a chimney breast from a house maybe. There's a pipe there, pipe there. There's some broken slate inside there. I don't think you can really see it on the camera. So, looks to me like this came from a rooftop. See nothing in there, so maybe the other hole's on the other side underneath. Yeah, again, signs that properties and places were up there. You can see the pipes sticking out of the cliff face as you go along, matching up with where the line of the cliffs were. So that these would have been properties up here, and that's obviously come from one of them and has somehow remained intact. And as we look further along here, on this part of the cliff, there's another structure of sorts. Again, is it a chimney stack? Does it come from a part of a house? And then there's another one here. Which is fairly big, to be fair, and you know, it looks like it may have been a shutter along here. And obviously that's definite brickwork. So there may have been quite a prominent building on the cliff edge here, and over time, as the seas eroded away, it's gone. Simple as that. So again, do you know the area of Happisburgh? Do you know what this may have been part of? Very interested to find out. Very interested. Okay, time to go back up the beach and let's find the lighthouse. Onwards. Okay, so back up by the car park now, just behind me, and you may be able to see the distance. That's the Happisburgh Lighthouse. Unfortunately, we can't walk straight across the grass to get to it, so I have to take the roadway. So let's have a little walk through. And you can see here, saying at the start, when you put in to go to the car park, and you see road closed signs. Because quite literally there is no road. The road has gone. No parking for obvious reasons. There's the beach down there. So we used to walk pathway this way, and we'll get to the lighthouse. Lighthouse Lane. As we get down Lighthouse Lane, we'll go walking down, but look at that view. Absolutely stunning. Car park's over there. There's a footpath. I may be able to walk over the footpath later. But there's the lighthouse. Now as we walk down Lighthouse Lane, we get to Happisburgh Lighthouse at the end of this path. Now Happisburgh Lighthouse is the oldest working lighthouse in East Anglia, and it's the only independently run lighthouse in the country. Built in 1790 and originally one of a pair, the tower is 85 feet tall and the lantern is 134 feet above sea level. Stowe Lighthouse is painted white with 3 red bands. And it flashes every 30 seconds and the light reaches 18 miles. You can organise little trips and visits to go up the lighthouse. So if you want to just have a little look, you can do so. And there it is, Happisburgh Lighthouse. Absolutely beautiful. Amongst the field, nothing around apart from a few houses and the fields. So let's go for a bit of a closer look. And that's the lighthouse at Happisburgh. Really pleased to come up to see that actually. If you want to book a visit, I'll put a link on how you can do that in the description. You can come and come visit. I'll certainly be coming up again, and I'll come up when it's open and arrange to come and see inside. That'd be nice. And yeah, walk back to the car and yeah, let's sum up the trip. So we've got the open days this year up at Happisburgh Lighthouse. So we're now in August, so the next one is on the 4th of August, then we've got the 7th, the 11th, the 18th, the 25th, the 1st and the 8th of September. Bookings advised, there's the prices, £5 for adults, £2 for children plus a booking fee, and there's the details, happisburgh.org.uk/lighthouse/open days, and I'll put that in the description as well, so you haven't got to write it as quick as the wind. And yeah, come and visit Happisburgh Lighthouse. Beautiful. And that was Happisburgh, finishing things off there at Happisburgh Lighthouse. Now, Happisburgh and Hemsby are 2 places that I've wanted to visit for a very long time, and so I'm really pleased I've been able to come down and see the erosion of the coastline, especially down here at Happisburgh. I had no idea that it was the worst affected on this part of the coastline. So just to see it for myself, seeing where the breakwater was, where the cliff line used to be, seeing those bricks from those, I guess, chimneys just in the beach, just sitting there. Yeah, it's obviously quite eye-opening, and yeah, really, really interesting if you're a geographer or just from a nature person's point of view, whatever the term is. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do press that like button, do press the subscribe button if you've enjoyed it. You'd like to see more here on YouTube on Bedwell's Kitchen, and if you'd like to see when I visited the other side of Jaywick, photographing around the coastline, because it really is beautiful, do press the link here on the side of the video, and don't forget to press that subscribe button to catch the next one. And if you've enjoyed it and you want to leave a comment, do leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you been to Happisburgh? Have you been to Hemsby? Are you aware of the history? Do you know much about it? Do let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.